Good morning. I'm Frank Elliott, the Marketing and Communications Director for the City of Winston-Salem, and it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to the Benton Convention Center as we celebrate the graduation of Winston-Salem Fire Academy Class 32. In a moment, the members of Class 32 will enter, led by bagpiper Patrick Weirs. The Fire Department's Honor Guard will then present our national colors, followed by the singing of the national anthem by Forsyth County Sheriff's Deputy Florette Gregory Phillips. We ask that you place your right hand over your heart at the order to present arms, and that you remove it only at the command to order arms. Please rise.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so kindly just gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Fire Department Chaplain Michael Gates will bring our invocation this morning.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you today for this great privilege that we have to come to a country that has freedom. Thank you that we can remember that even as we have said the pledge and have listened to the beautiful singing of our national anthem. God, today is a very special day for 24 firefighters who have finished their training and who are now ready to go and to protect and to help guard this city. I thank you for all of the firefighters that you have watched over this year, and thank you that there's not been any deaths taking place in the active duty. And I pray you'll continue to watch over them. I pray that you will be with each officer and each chief, that you will help them as they oversee and lead and guide this great fire department. God, we thank you for such a beautiful day, but we also thank you for the marvelous gift of your Son, who came for us and asked us to come to him. And I pray that today will be a special day for each and every person that is here. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Gates. Our city is headed by a council of 8 members and led by Mayor Alan Joines. Mayor Joines joined the city staff in 1971 and retired as deputy city manager in 2000. He was first elected mayor in 2001 and is now in his 6th term. All told, he has served the residents of Winston-Salem for 52 years. Please welcome Mayor Alan Joines.
Good morning, everyone. I tell you, being the mayor of the city of Winston-Salem is a challenge sometimes, but it also has its great days. And this is one of those as we say congratulations and thank you to this class of men and women who are willing to put their lives on the line for the citizens of Winston-Salem. I want to recognize we'll have Councilmember Mundy and Councilmember Burke that will, my colleagues on the city council will make some comments in just a moment. Also want to recognize Assistant City Manager Patrice Toney is here. Assistant City Manager Ben Rao is here. And a special person I want to recognize, former Mayor Martha Wood is here as well, right there. And we're glad to have you here, Mayor Wood, as well. The firefighters, firefighting is a noble profession, going all the way back to the 2nd century when the Egyptians had developed a pump of some sort that they were able to fight fire. So it's come a long ways, but in some ways we're still doing the same things, protecting our citizens. To me, city government has a number of functions, but the most important one is providing for the public safety of our citizens, and our fire and our police carrying that out as that. It really takes a special kind of person to become a firefighter. They choose to run towards danger when we're moving in the other direction. In a lot of cases they're willing to sacrifice everything for our safety. I saw this personally when the Weaver fire, about a little over a year ago, when I had a chance to chat with some of the firefighters who were getting ready to go in the next morning back to that very dangerous situation. You might recall that Chief Mayo said that this could have been the largest explosion in the history of the United States. So, and these firefighters were ready to go back in that next morning to fight that fire. So I saw personally in their eyes their willingness to do that, and they did not hesitate to do it. So our job as elected officials are to ensure that you all have the training, the equipment, the expertise, and the compensation that you need and deserve. I know I speak for the entire city council when I say that we are pledging our support to do that, do all those things. This year's budget, we'll see some changes in the fire compensation that I believe will start addressing some of the concerns that we heard addressed to us recently. So again, on behalf of the city of Winston-Salem, our 252,000 citizens, I thank each one of you for stepping up, putting your lives on the line for our safety. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Joines. The City Council's Public Safety Committee comprises members who oversee fire, Police, and Emergency Management. The committee is chaired by Councilmember James Taylor Jr., who could not be with us. Representing Chairman Taylor in the committee this morning is Kevin Mundy, the council member for the Southwest Ward.
Good morning. It is a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to be here this morning to bring greetings from the Public Safety Committee, from my colleagues mentioned by Frank earlier. And the mayor has said exactly what I wanted to say, that public safety is probably the most important thing that we do as a city council. When cities are formed, when towns are formed, the very first thing they do is make sure that they have resources in place to protect their public. And I think we have some of the best resources in the state and in the country right here in Winston-Salem. We don't say thank you often enough. We say it at every committee meeting, but I'm going to say again, thank you to all of you who already serve and to those of you who will be serving. I just want to share one personal story. 2 weeks ago, I was at a family wedding, and our 21-year-old nephew came over with a big grin on his face because he had news to tell us. He has decided to be a firefighter. And I was so excited and I was so proud, with one exception, he doesn't live in Winston-Salem, so we can't recruit him here. But his mother has been keeping us apprised, and we've gotten 2 texts from her. One that says he is so excited, he's going to start training in July. He is already studying and taking care of all of his physical requirements, making sure he can pass all of his physical requirements. The next email or next text said, Hayden had his first ride along with the police, with the fire department today. He said it's the best job ever. So welcome to the best job ever.
Thank you, Councilmember Mundy. Fire Chief Trey Mayo could not be with us this morning, but he recorded a message that we will now play.
Good morning, Class 32. I regret that I'm unable to be with you in person. I have a 5th grader graduating from elementary school this morning and had to make a choice to keep peace in the family. But I did want to take a moment to say congratulations as 7 months of early mornings, long days, and late nights come to a conclusion. Our training program is good, but the real learning begins when you go on shift next week as you hone your skills and gain experience in a live environment, often under conditions more stressful than most can imagine. Be reminded that for the rest of your career, there are 3 areas that will always require your attention: fire behavior, building construction, and physical fitness. Lack of acuity in those areas kills 2/3 of the firefighters that die in the United States each year. Firefighters that die on the fire ground are almost always the victims of not understanding what the smoke in the building were telling them, or they were victims of a poor diet and lack of exercise. Don't fail your crew, your families, or yourselves because you lost focus on fire behavior, building construction, and healthy living. Never forget the importance of attention to detail and how an empty salt shaker can lead to a firefighter's death. Again, congratulations on this special occasion, and thanks for all the hard work you and your families have put in over the past 28 weeks. I look forward to seeing you soon.
And now, Deputy Chief Jerry Hardison will introduce our keynote speaker.
Sorry, got it on paper. Good morning, everyone. This morning we'll have Tom Elmore be our guest speaker. Tom Elmore is currently the Chief Executive Officer of the Addiction Recovery Care Association, known as ARCA. ARCA provides non-hospital medical detoxification and residential treatment services. Tom oversees contract negotiations and resource development to ensure the capacity to fulfill ARCA's mission. He also serves as a board member and is former director for 17 years of the Fellowship Home of Winston-Salem. The Fellowship Home provides residential programs for individuals recovering from substance abuse disorders. As a U.S. Navy veteran, Tom holds a Bachelor of Science in Psychology as well as a Master's in Public Administration with specialization in nonprofit management. He is currently a PhD candidate in leadership studies at North Carolina A&T State University. He is also a certified alcohol and drug counselor with the North Carolina Substance Abuse Professional Practice Board. In 2006, he was awarded the coveted Joel Watson Award for Nonprofit Organizational Excellence. Tom also serves on the board of directors for the Museum of Storytelling and Understanding as a member of the Winston-Salem Foundation Black Philanthropy Initiative Advisory Committee, and on the Joel Watson Award Committee. He is a member of the Winston-Salem Downtown Rotary Club, the High Point University Alumni Association, the North Carolina Substance Abuse Professional Practice Board, and Addiction Professionals Board of North Carolina. Everybody welcome Tom Elmore, please.
Thank you for such a glowing introduction. I'm Tom Elmore, and I ask you to join me this morning in congratulating our graduates today for what they've accomplished. We want to acknowledge these candidates because they represent the hope, dreams, and aspirations of so many. That includes family, friends, co-workers, and many who have made this achievement possible for them. So we want to acknowledge all of the folks that contributed to their success. I'm not a firefighter. I'm a Navy veteran who served during the Vietnam conflict aboard a U.S. naval vessel that carried 2 million pounds of high explosives. I remember that the first thing they told me when I got on that ship, if there's ever a fire on this ship, you want to run to the fire. If you ever have any chance of getting home alive, it's because you went to the fire, not away from the fire. And I have carried that with me throughout life, that a lot of times there will be situations that will demand your attention right here, right now, and you can't go the other direction because a lot of problems in life, just like a fire, if left unattended, they only get worse. I think that I should say I am the son of a firefighter. I think that's how I ended up being here this morning and talking with Chief Mayo. We were talking about some of our experiences in life. And I talked about the fact that my father was a firefighter. And I grew up in the culture of the firehouse. I remember being in the firehouse when we prepared the dinners. I remember the locker full of candy and snacks. I remember sliding down the pole. We're talking about an old firehouse, right? Where we would slide down the pole. I remember the culture of being a firefighter. I remember that most of the times when our family got together, we were in the home of another firefighter's house. So I grew up with other firefighters and their children. The first time I went fishing was with a firefighter. The first time I flew on an airplane, it was with a firefighter. The first time I went to a sports game, it was with firefighters. Almost everything I did early in life is a part of that culture. I say that because as graduates today, you become a part of that culture. You become a part of the culture that is like a family of sorts. I mean, it is really like a family. And I want to impress upon each of you the importance of the culture that you're now being a part of. And that is going to have a lot to do with how your experience as a firefighter, unfolds. My father was a good man. He was a decent man, but he had his demons. My father's demons cost him everything that he loved most. He loved being a firefighter and he loved his family. And my father's demons cost him both his career as a firefighter as well as his family. So what I'm saying today is that it's really unfortunate that my father, being surrounded by people that loved, trusted, and admired him, could not reach out and afford himself with the help that was available to him. I'm saying that because sometimes we become so committed to the mission of helping others that we forget to help ourselves. So my hope and my prayer is that as you embark on your new careers as firefighters, as you're about the business of doing so much good in this world, that you never forget the opportunity that you have to also take care of yourself. I think that my father's demons not only cost him, but I think that it impacted all those around him, including myself and as well as the rest of my family. I think that because of the things that my father went through, that I even today have to go back and re-examine my relationships with people, places, and things as a result of that experience I had with my father. Inside each of us is a propensity to do both good and bad. My mother used to say that you could tell a lot about a person by who they're associated with. So to today's graduates, I say, you're in good company. And our hope and our prayer is that you will always remember to make sure that your video matches the audio, that what we do matches what we say, and that in your quest to do good, you never neglect yourself. So I say to you, as a son of a firefighter, Thank you for accepting the challenge to run towards the danger, not away from it. And never forget that on any given moment, on any given day, somebody's son or daughter is watching you, because to them, you are the closest thing that they may ever know that resembles a hero. May God protect each of you and all that you love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Elmore, for those insightful words. Each of the graduates sitting before us successfully completed more than 1,200 hours of training and testing in order to be sitting here today. Recruit Coordinator Ryan Cook will now come forward to share an overview of what it takes to become a Winston-Salem firefighter.
Good morning. Congratulations, Recruit Class 32. Recruit Academy is 30 weeks, but their journey started months before that. Through the application process, exams, ability tests, and the dreadful interview. A total of 30 weeks. We started November the 14th, 2022. 3 weeks of orientation, 120 hours. 8 weeks of emergency medical technicians training, 240 hours. That was 12 class exams, a cumulative class exam, a state exam, and a technical scope of practice exam. We spent 12 weeks of fire, emergency vehicle driving, and hazardous materials. That's 480 hours. That is 19 exams. And 5 weeks of technical rescue for 200 hours. And that was 2 100-question exams. Total instruction hours, right at 1,200. That doesn't include the 87 hours that they spent 3 days a week at 6 a.m., rain, hot, cold. We experienced all seasons through this. Some days in turnout gear, some days running uphill. And if you run uphill, you run downhill, usually faster. Some days running downhill with a fire hose. And I apologize for having to let go. So 87 hours, 3 days a week at 6 a.m. You can't measure the sacrifice, though, that all of you have given and what they have given. You can't ever measure that. Just remember that this career and this life, it's about your family, your brother, sister, firefighters, and those you serve. It's not just about you. Some things to remember. Remember the discipline, the effort, the perseverance you displayed to be sitting here today, and don't lose that intensity. Remember your purpose. Remember your why. Why do you keep going when faced with difficult circumstances? When you get knocked down, why do you get back up? Here's my favorite. Be early, because on time is late. Pay attention to the details. Seize your opportunities, have no regrets. There should never be a should've, could've, or would've excuse. There is no I, no me, nor my. We are one team committed to excellence. We are motivated, accountable, disciplined, and dedicated. We will respect ourselves, our families, and our brothers and sisters in our department. When we are in pain or face difficult circumstances, we will not quit. We will adapt and overcome. For at any moment, we will sacrifice who we are for who we will become. The guidon represented here serves as the class's identity. The Winston-Salem Fire Department Recruit Class 32. It represents dedication, spirit, and teamwork. The guidon served as the rallying point for the class to fall into formation when the order was given. The guidon is always out front of the formation and is a great source of pride. The guidon was not given to the class. They had to earn it over weeks of demonstrating teamwork, perseverance, and commitment. And at any time we started to get complacent, we could take the guidon away. The guidon was present during all physical training sessions, including carried on all our runs, outside of every classroom and on every drill ground. The guidon bearer will not let the guidon fall nor be disrespected.
Thank you, Coordinator Cook. Recruit Coordinator Cook, please retire the guidon.
Retire the guidon.
We'll now present our special awards. Councilmember Barbara Haynes Burke, Battalion Chief Edward Duffield, and Deputy Chief Jerry Hardison will present the awards for Class 32. The awards are the Vivian H. Burke Character Award, the Outstanding Teammate Award, and the Fire Chiefs Award. Councilmember Burke.
Good morning. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to our Winston-Salem firefighters. Let's give them a round of applause. I wanted to make sure to take advantage of this opportunity to let you all know how much we value and appreciate your service. And to Class 32, congratulations on your accomplishments, and thank you for choosing to become a Winston-Salem firefighter. The dictionary defines character as those attributes and ethical traits that distinguish a person. In essence, character is revealed by what a person does, even when or especially when no one is looking. The Vivian H. Burke Character Award is named for the late council member Vivian H. Burke and Mayor Pro Tem on the who served on the City Council for 43 years and who was the longest serving chair of the Public Safety Committee. This award is given to the recruit in each police and fire recruit training class who best exhibits the qualities of integrity, ethical behavior, and team building. Also, the individual that demonstrates the strength of character. The Vivian H. Burke Character Award for Recruit Class 32 goes to John Pinter. Congratulations.
Good morning. The Outstanding Teammate Award is presented to the recruit who best represents the spirit and attitude of an outstanding teammate. For Class 32, the Outstanding Teammate Award goes to Mitchell Van Buren.
The Fire Chief Award is presented to the recruit who during his training demonstrates academic excellence with highest grade point average, which was an overall 94 average, while demonstrating superior practical skills. For Class 32, the Fire Chief Award goes to Adam Simerson.
Now is the time in the ceremony where we will hear from the class spokesman about their experiences of becoming a Winston-Salem firefighter. Please welcome the spokesperson for Class 32, Brad Peterson.
Good morning. This is a year of firsts, so here's another one to cross off. I would like to start by thanking everyone for coming today. I would like to thank the esteemed members on this stage, as well as in the audience. I want to thank every one of our instructors for setting us up for success and helping us to prepare for our new career as firefighters. I would like to thank the staff at Forsyth Tech. I want to thank all the members of the Winston-Salem Fire Department for their advice every step of the way as welcoming us to the family and culture that is Winston-Salem firefighting. I would also like to thank the community, which we will proudly be serving for this honor. Old Richmond Fire Department, Louisville Motors, the staff at King, the water treatment plant, and also the sewage treatment plant, the Winston-Salem Dispatch Center, the forestry and wilderness firefighting staff, the staff down at the warehouse for making sure we had clothes on our back, and the seamstresses at Harrison's for making sure those clothes fit. I've tried my best to recall everyone that has helped make this possible, and I'm sure I've forgotten some, but I would like to thank them also. The family and friends that have supported each of us throughout this endeavor, I would like to thank you as well. And last but not least, I would like to thank Engineer Cook. This man is amazing. He works tirelessly to make sure we have everything we need to succeed, be it a pair of gloves that fit and without holes, to an air pack that doesn't leak. He's always there with words of encouragement to support and to keep you going. He's even there to lend an ear if one should so need. This man needs a raise. His ability to not only put up with the stress that this bunch caused, but to ensure its success and to always do it with a smile. He's a one-of-a-kind individual. I was consistently impressed to see on PT days, he would be there through every mile ran, every burpee given, every push-up, every squat, every plank held, not only encouraging us, but inspiring us. He was conveying to us without even saying it, if I can do it, I know you can do it. I am very thankful for this man. I'm also thankful for my new family. Some people say teammates, colleagues, co-workers. No, this is my new family. After 30 weeks of being around someone every day, having cookouts, pool parties, you learn a lot about them, their habits, their tics, their quirks, what makes them laugh, what they find offensive, what they love, what they hate, what they struggle with, what they excel at. I could spend hours telling you about each one of my new brothers and sisters. After 30 weeks of going through EMT, fire, technical rescue, hazmat, you develop a bond of trust and love like you would see in a family. You may not always like each other, but I know should I need any of them, they would be there. If I look to my right or left before entering a burning building, they will be there. Each of them has come a long way since November 14th to now. They come from all walks of life, some from other states, some from the military. Some just graduated high school and are now being asked to put their lives on the line and save others. That takes courage, courage that many do not possess. When we started EMT, this day seemed so far away, so difficult a task to achieve. struggling to grasp medical terminology and the different stages of shock, or learning the correct doses of medicine to give people and knowing when to administer it to them. That's important. And how to put on a tourniquet, and then watching some of y'all try and walk around wearing it. EMT was very tough, but we made it through and on to fire. Fire presented challenges in its own right. Learning how to don your gear in under 90 seconds takes practice. Overcoming the fear of crawling through a dark tunnel no wider than your body, breathing on SCBA. Proud of you, Compton. How about pulling thousands of feet of fire hose and then packing it away and doing it again and again? Or learning how to throw ladders. Fun fact for everyone here. Did you know ladders get cold? It's true. The only way to warm a ladder up is to pick it up, throw it against a wall, climb up, and then climb down. And then you do it over and over and over and over. Our ladders did not get cold. Class 3-2 did not let them get cold. And of course, who can forget PT? Some of us waking up at 4 and 5 a.m. and getting ready to go for a little jog, 25-degree weather, or doing burpee broad jumps up Patterson Street, or running the hills at Haynes Park in full turnout gear, or seeing if we could bear crawl around an entire quarter-mile track. We couldn't, by the way. I can also tell you that this class has endured and overcome exams, illnesses, injuries, major life changes through 30 weeks, not to mention what has been sacrificed. But despite these challenges, we always have found a way to come together and get the job done, and even have fun while we were doing it, because that's what a family does. They get the job done, and they don't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Family will always have your back no matter what. We have a saying in our class at the end of every day. It is 3-2, always forward. And what that means is you do not back down, you do not shy away, you do not stop, you do not quit. And even if you want to quit, guess who will not let you? Your brothers and sisters. I will leave you all with a quote from Haruki Murakami, a Japanese writer and philosopher. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. And that's what this storm's all about. Class 3-2, congratulations. We did it. I'm proud of each and every one of you. And good luck. And remember, 3-2, always forward. And we have one more presentation to give. We would like to present our class plaque.
Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations, recruits. You're now firefighters.
Well said. We will now present our newest firefighters with their badges and certificates. It is customary that as we call their names, they come forward to be congratulated by the dignitaries on stage and receive their badge. Each of our graduates has designated a person to share the honor of pinning on their badge for the first time. If you were selected to do the pinning, please move to the right-hand side of the room and wait until your graduate comes down from the stage. Then join your graduate at the photo wall to pin on their badge. I will also ask that the members of the audience hold their applause until all graduates have received their badges. The badges and certificates will be presented by Deputy Chief Jerry Hardison and Interim Battalion Chief Jeff Shaw. Christian Bodenheimer. Adam Bellato. Austin Branch. Jacob Burkhall. Jonathan Compton II. Gisele Corza Reyes. Michael Doley. Dion Fowler Jr. Jalisa Glenn. We're going to pause for a second and let the queue at the photo wall clear out a little bit. Ryan Ladd. Brandon Moore. Brad Peterson. John Pinter. Angelo Pisa. Anthony Saladino. Anthony Santiago. Kason Sarvis. Adam Simerson. Carson Snyder. Anthony Spees. Grayson Swaim. I'm going to pause again for a second and let the photo wall do its thing. James Thomas. Mitchell Van Buren II. Charles Yurton. Let's give our graduates a well-deserved round of applause. Firefighters of Class 32, you will have a big impact on our city and its residents in the months and the years to come, protecting their lives and their property. We all wish you success and long careers with the Winston-Salem family. Congratulations. To our audience, please remain seated until our graduates and speakers have exited the room, then join them for a reception in the hall behind you. You are welcome to return to the photo wall for pictures with your firefighter. This concludes our program. Have a good day.